wonderful thing about the way this particular Gershwin review or tribute has been put together is that there are 5 different vignettes that feature each one of the 5 performers that have been hired to bring forth all of this Gershwin music with the orchestra. And my particular character is named after Rosemary Clooney, but I am not Rosemary Clooney. It's just the iconic kind of cabaret figure that is in this show. And I am it's basically my story is entitled Of Thee I Sing. And I play a cabaret singer that blossoms through the years in New Orleans because she was left behind by her sister who ran off with a boy who I loved. And so they went away and I was left to create my own career back in New Orleans. Sad that she left. So mine is actually a love story yearning for family, a need of home, and hoping that one day probably I will see my sister again.
Well, the loose title for my little musical section is called Funny Face, and I play a woman from the 1940s who is a makeup artist on a movie set. And her dream is to fall madly in love, or have the leading man fall madly in love with her. And, you know, and she starts off singing the wonderful song Funny Face, and then kind of falls through the looking glass, Alice style, and becomes one of the starlets in the movie. And so she kind of lives this dream of you know, being a starlet in the movie with her leading man that she's in love with, and kind of like her fantasy, or her you know, her dream scenario.
My character Harold's mini musical is titled Nice Work, which is based on the silent film star Harold Lloyd. It takes place, the period is around like 1928, I think, in New York City. It's about a typesetter for a newspaper who wants to become an investigative reporter, and he finally has the opportunity to solve a case, and the criminal ends up being a beautiful girl that he ends up falling in love with, and that's sort of where it goes. He's on her trail, trying to catch her, and he ends up falling in love with her.
My vignette takes the well-known symphonic tone poem American in Paris and sets it in Paris in 1939, just prior to the breakout of World War II, and Jean is visiting a Parisian cafe and has a love at first sight moment with Leslie.
Leslie is a French girl working at a cafe, unhappy in her job as a waitress, and she is pursued by Jean, based on Gene Kelly, and she spends the day exploring Paris with Jean, which is far more exciting than her job.
And then their relationship is derailed by the announcement that Germany has invaded Poland and that the war is on, and they're going to be separated and taken to their own worlds to deal with World War II. And so their choice to stay together and to commit to their love despite the fact that the war is going to break them up is the basis of the story.